to you guys about managers biting back. This is something you'll see now doing the rounds on TikTok and social media, and it's becoming big in press conferences too. Erik Ten Hag, he's hit back at Jamie Carragher for his analysis on the way Manchester United set up in their 2-1 defeat against Fulham at the weekend. Erik Ten Hag has now come back and saying it was very subjective and Liverpool bias. So is this something that managers should do? Like we say, we remember Mauricio Pochettino last weekend saying that Gary Neville's £1 billion bottle jobs comments was unfair. And also remember Jurgen Klopp came at Gabby Agbonlahor for his criticism of Manchester United, which is funny for us all and it gets us all talking. But as a manager, Tim, when you're in that situation and the press are asking you about comments that pundits have made, how does it affect you?
I think they should ignore it. I really do. I don't think there's any future in giving any credence to any comments from the outside. Them guys now on the media side of the page to give their opinion and do a job, just like the managers are. Just get on with it. I think you're adding fuel to it. We're talking about the comments now from Gary Neville and from Jamie Carragher, and we're still talking about them. You know, it's done and dusted. I don't think if a manager bites, I think it's doing him no favours.
Does it get into the dressing room? You know, say you're managing Villa and somebody's speaking negatively about the way you've set up or the way the game was played. Does that infiltrate the dressing room and do the players become affected? And can that influence players' thoughts on their manager?
Don't know. Managers are not in the dressing room. They're only in. I don't know how the players perceive it. They all read it, of course they do. And social media is all different now. I mean, you can't say nothing without anyone hearing it. You know, so you have to be very careful what you say. But I think anyone's got anything to say on the media, they're entitled to say it. I really do. And I'm not just saying that now because I'm on this side. I felt that at the time. I never ever bit back at anyone who said anything negative or positive. You know, you can't want to get patted on the back all the time. You know, they're not complaining when people are patting on the back, like Al said earlier.
Al said about Andy Murray, yeah.
Yeah, you know, and so just leave it, just ignore them.
Is it frustrating though? Say you're a manager, you're heading into work, you've had a bad weekend. Does it get in your head when it's all over the news and it's all over the radio, people talking about your expertise or how you've done?
You're going to talk about it for a few more days if you respond to it. So you're better off just letting someone say whatever they're going to say. Even the response from Mauricio was weak anyway, I felt. And the response from Ten Hag was quite weak. You know, it's not as if they really blasted Gary or Jamie. It was quite a weak response from them. So they're better off not responding at all.
Has anybody ever said anything about your game plan that has affected you, that made you bite back?
Not that I can remember. Why have you got something for me?
No, I was just, we were reading up in an instant.
You're stirring things up again.
I'm not. It's already out there. Glenn Hoddle had criticised the way your team Spurs had been defeated against Liverpool,
right,
and said as if they were flimsy at the time, and you spoke back against his comments saying the game had moved on since Glenn had played and since Glenn had managed. But did you learn from that mistake then? Is that something you thought after
I don't even remember the game. I don't even remember saying it, but I would have not... I possibly wouldn't have responded to him. I would have just made a comment that the game has moved on.
You little stirrer. Yeah, that's out of order. You little stirrer.
I don't mean to start time. I'm just
shocking,
asking.
by the way.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.